Bienvenido and welcome. How are you today? I hope you're doing well, because I know I do better when I'm with you. Aha! But no, seriously, we're here to talk Evil Dead Rise. I keep wanting to say Evil Dead Rises. I know it's not that. It's just Evil Dead Rise, but I want to say Evil Dead Rises. I don't know why I keep wanting to say that. We're jumping into it. We're going to go full on, so spoiler warning if you haven't seen it. It's been out for a little bit. Evil Dead is as a whole. You don't have to stay here for 15 minutes while I'm ranting. I love this movie, okay? Evil Dead Rise, without question, to me, is my favorite of the franchise, and it includes the original Evil Dead. It was Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness, and then Evil Dead from 2013, which I actually enjoyed. But this, without question, is my favorite of all five now. There's five now. This one had a great story. I like the way they developed and the way they told us things. First things first, I didn't know that there was three. Is it Necronomicon? The Book of the Dead? I didn't know there was three books of the dead. Necronomicon. I'm saying that wrong, but I didn't know there was three. So I like the fact that they're like, yeah, there's three of these. So now we can really dive into, the one in the original movies. Is that a separate one? That one, the one from the first four technically should be the same book. So we've seen two books. Where's the third? How are we gonna get to that third? Like, where are we pushing this forward? I like the family dynamic, the creeps, the scares, the practical, the makeup. Everything to me was very well done. Some beautiful shots when you see her face when she's in the kitchen. We saw it in the trailer, but when she's in the kitchen and you see her face and the family behind her freaking out, and she's over here just cracking eggs, and that shot was dope. The way they progressed, the small incidents that just kept getting worse and worse, more violent, the way she started to deteriorate, how they would flip the page and it sounded heavy because it's supposed to be made of flesh, and you would see the art, the design of the next deadite, the next possession, the next curse, and the way the story developed. The family dynamic, for one, is a big win for me. And it sucks because you start liking the characters. I really loved the mom, and it sucked that it took, I knew she was going to be the main deadite, obviously from trailers and such, but when I was watching it, I started falling for her character. Man, she's great. I like her character. And she was fighting, and you can see this last moment, I think it was in the trailers, where she was like, don't let them get my babies. That was the last moment we really saw her. Oh, and just the performance, the nods to the classic. From the chainsaw, the way he played it on the turntables, little things that they did that I really appreciated as a fan. I think it's a really good movie. Like I said, it's my favorite of the series. I love the fact that it starts at the end and then kicks you back and we push forward. I'm actually very much intrigued to see where this movie goes. I want to know what happens with the sister, and now that she has a little girl. Was it Cassie? Cassie was a little girl that survived, and Beth. I just remember Auntie Beth. What happens? Do they go? Is anything gonna happen with them? Where they were, we're one and done. We're moving forward. That little girl's gonna have hardcore traumatization. They're both gonna be traumatized, but that little girl's let's be honest. At the end they win, but it's not over. The spirit itself, the demon, is still out there. So I would like to see if they take it to the point where are we gonna just keep dying because of it, or are we gonna see some kind of a fight back? And I don't mean Army of Darkness and all of that. I generally, so the first one, I respect it. I understand it was the first and it was new. The story in the first one is just boring. There's nothing really. The story is what keeps me from really liking it. I cannot stand the second, which is a weird rewrites. It kind of gets rid of the first one and does its own thing. It's the new number one. And is it Army of Darkness when he time traveled? Those two movies are churros. They're like parodies of what's supposed to be a serious, terrifying movie. I can't stand those two. The one from 2013, I actually really enjoy. I like the way it plays Nas and pushes the story forward. So that's what I'm interested to see, because we got two books right now. How we get to the third. I want to hear your thoughts, comments, questions, concerns. How did you like this movie? Which Evil Dead movie is your favorite? And you know what? If it's two or three, that's perfectly fine. But you got to tell me why. Why is those or one of those your favorite? If you agree, do you disagree? I love hearing from you. But until next time, stay safe, be well, y con mucho amor. Adios.